You have to get unstuck. Do things rather than think about them forever. You're not going to be perfect. Don't try to be perfect. Try to be very good, but you will not be perfect. Okay? Set sights forward. You know, we were talking around the table a lot with our verbal resume, and we're saying, stop telling people where you were. Tell them where you're going. You know, one of the reasons I stopped being an accountant, because the auditor was always taught to be on the tailgate of a truck, seeing where they've been. That's not something I enjoy doing. I want to be up front and see where we're going. Okay? And by the way, David said about my being a CPA, I am a CPA, but I'm also a CPA. Anybody know what CPA stands for? Constant pain in the ass. And I am. Be active rather than static. And worry, stop. It's not a solution to anything. Worry never solves the problem. Oh, I wonder if that person's going to like me. I wonder if I'll have a good interview. You know, you keep wondering, it's not going to happen. Anybody know what OAA is? It's a group thing I started many, many years ago. It's called Overanalyzers Anonymous. You overthink something, and you're just going to waste your time. Figure out where you want to go and start going. So, the 4-step plan for today, make a list of things you have to do. Okay? Pick 2 things on the list. Then do it. Go back to step 1. Now, somebody's going to ask a question. Okay, when I make this list of things I have to do, I become overwhelmed. Get over it. What if I don't put everything on the list? Get over it. Which 2 things should I pick? It don't make a difference. You've got to get in the habit of getting things done. You know what's important for you. And you just got to start getting that momentum and start moving in that direction. And then you'll start, you know, this week you might pick 2 things, and, you know, one of them is making some dinner, then the other thing is, you know, picking up my kids at school, and then all of a sudden you start thinking about, oh, well, maybe I should call these people back and see if they want to have my interview and stuff like that. So you'll start figuring out. But if you look at it in terms of taking 2 things, go, do it, get it over, move, okay? And okay, something you might like. And I don't know whether anybody can actually, David, can I get your help? Because I knew that you wouldn't read the slide, I actually have this information for you. Because this, I don't know where this came from, but I've had it for a long time. But I also, a long time ago, created the Anti-Procrastinator's Creed. So you have a choice. Enjoy, take it with you, give me attribution if you want, otherwise I won't know. Some words you need to know about being unstuck. You're all very smart people in this group. Okay? There was a time in my life where I knew everything. That was when I was young. I now know that there's everybody in this room I can learn from. Not one person here. And so I know that whenever I find a way to talk to somebody, I find out the way they think, the way they do things, and so on. You have to find a way to differentiate yourself. You're an accountant, you're an attorney, you're a writer, you're a church pastor. There's something different about you. You're long, tall, short, fat, thin, whatever it is, your experience is different. You know, I make sure people understand that I'm not originally from Colorado, and after 30 seconds talking to me, they understand that. Try not to tell them. You can brand yourself. I'm the Getting Unstuck coach. How many words is that? That works. I help people get past go. Where's your starting line? That's a simple brand. What is it? What's your brand? How do you want to handle it? How big's your network? Why isn't it bigger? What do you do about networking? Are you afraid? Do you converse? Do you ever ask? And we came up with a magic few words, 4 or 5 words. Anytime you meet somebody, 2 ways you can say it. How can I help you? Or how can we help each other? That gets a conversation going. You know, you don't have to start saying, here's my bio, and I got, 3 kids, and, married 6 times, whatever the number is, okay? I've only been married twice, and this one's lasting. So, fitness. How fit do you think you are for what you're doing? Are you confident in what you're doing for them? Okay? I'm not going to run a mile race. I know that. And reality. Understand who you are. And if you don't know who you are, ask your friends. Ask your family. Eventually, they get around to telling you. Friends is God's apology for inventing family. I mean, that's just, you got to deal with it. So what you need to know is where you fit in, where it works for you, or you have a secret desire to be a musician and write a Broadway show. If that's your desire, do it and tell people. It's okay. Maybe it'll work. And take action. Do things. Step away from the past. You have to re-engineer your thinking. The only way you do that is communicating with other people and see whether or not what you think about the Republican Party, or the Democratic Party, or the Independents, or the Tea Party, or communism, or fascism, whatever it is you want to think about, okay? Finding other people to bounce that information on is very good, okay? And so it's re-engineering. My wife calls it rearranging the furniture in your head. Good analogy. Overcoming FUD. Anybody know what FUD is?
Fear, uncertainty, doubt.
A little louder.
Fear, uncertainty, doubt.
Actually created by IBM when they were selling mainframes against everybody else, and so they would establish fear, uncertainty, and doubt. If you didn't buy Big Blue, you were going to have a problem. You couldn't sleep at night. Okay? And certainly learn more from everyone. Anytime you're with somebody, know that they have knowledge that somewhere along the line can help you. Okay? And then do something. By the way, the Mars rover, here's a little... It was launched in June of 2003. Okay? It took almost 7 months to get to Mars. And think about the calculation that you have to send it off a moving orb that the Earth is, and Mars is moving, and they still got there. Okay? May of 2009, it got stuck in the sand trap. February, as of today, NASA's shutting it down because it's the Mars winter. But interestingly enough, the rover's still operational. And so they're going to use it to gather soil from around where it is and start using that, and then maybe they can find a way to get a rock under a wheel and get that going. Okay? But here's the key element here. The original plan was that the rover was going to work and be functional for 3 months. That's part of the pity party that people have. The question is, what role do excuses? Anytime you use an excuse, you're telling yourself you're worthless. Maybe you are. Okay? If that's true, then by all means go into some hospice facility and let the state take care of you and all that sort of stuff. But somehow you guys all managed to get here while it was snowing, so you're not useless. So any of those kinds of derogatory statements you make about yourself, you're not being humble. Okay?
It's possible that your expectations are too high.
I'm sorry?
It's possible that your expectations are too high.
That's getting back to the reality. It's got to be a question of balancing off reality, and this takes time. This is called getting to know yourself. However you need to do it, you got to be comfortable in your own skin because that's who you are.
This is Richard Oppenheim. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Any comments, questions, ideas, thoughts, please contact me. Get past go.